And starting things off, we have the wandering albatross. This bird might be considered the smallest on the list, but it's also the bird with the biggest wingspan in the
Each one of
world.
those wings is as wide as I am tall. The wandering albatross's wingspan is over 11 feet wide.
Now these large wings come at an advantage. These birds can travel up to thousands of miles without ever stopping. They just glide from place to place and use the wind and the momentum they build up to take them anywhere they want to go.
Some of the adults coming back here are coming back to find their mate that they've been with for decades.
Now these are very monogamous animals, meaning that when they find a mate, they have a mate for life. And when they finally have chicks, they will literally take turns. One will watch the chick and one will go out to hunt, which could be literally be thousands of miles away. And the reason they can cover these great distances, unlike other birds, they mostly glide. And they can travel thousands of miles just gliding, no need to flap their wings. Now they have an average height of 4.42 feet and can grow up to 20 pounds. Now this is definitely one of the ugliest birds on the list, with a face only a mother could love, and it's called the California condor. And as you can tell by the name, you can find these birds in California, but they're also located in Utah, Arizona, and some also in Mexico. Now this is one of the biggest birds in North America. These birds can grow up to 4.58 feet and weigh up to 26 pounds. The shoebill stork. Now moving on from that nightmare view.
This prehistoric bird looks like it wants to murder you in your sleep. Probably why its gaze is affectionately nicknamed the death stare. Known as a shoebill, this bizarre bird found meme fame because of its bone-chilling stare.
We have some birds here who are literally living dinosaurs, descendants from the T-Rex itself. Now, these prehistoric birds, as you could probably tell, get their name because their build resembles the Dutch clogshoe.
Their bills are large, and they're so strong that an adult shoebill can decapitate a baby crocodile.
And their beaks are pretty strong, because these birds are literally known to break their prey in half. And it comes in handy, because they like to hunt fish. in Africa. On average, these birds stand at 5 feet tall and weigh around 20 pounds and can have an impressive wingspan of 12 feet.
During breeding season, they'll gather in groups ranging anywhere from 20 pairs to several thousand.
A male stakes out his territory and inflates his throat pouch when newcomers arrive. When females enter his territory, they pair up and nest building begins.
And mate for life, and construct their nests in trees, on the tops of buildings, and on the sides of cliffs. 2 to 3 eggs are laid, and after a month of mom and dad taking turns to incubate the eggs, they hatch.
The cassowary. Now, we're getting into the territory of flightless birds. The rest of the birds on this list are so big they can't fly. Now these giants of a bird and weigh a staggering 187 pounds. To put that in perspective, that's about 10 times heavier than the last bird on the list. These are very solitary birds that can be found in Indonesia, New Guinea, and even northern Australia. Unlike other birds on the list that prefer dead meat, the cassowary diet mainly consists of fruit. If you see one in the wild, best keep your distance. They've earned a reputation for being the most dangerous bird in the world. They have long, sharp talons that can easily rip you to pieces. The greater rhea. Now these birds look similar to ostriches, even though they're not, but they are closely related. Now these birds are some of the best fathers in the animal kingdom, because after the female lays the eggs, the male will incubate the eggs and look after the chicks for up to 6 months after they're born, until they're strong enough to survive on their own. And these birds are so overprotected that even if the mother tries to approach the chicks, the father would drive them away from their own child. But when they're mature enough, they go off to start a flock of their own. On average, these birds have a height of 6 feet tall and weigh up to 60 pounds. The emu. Next on our list is another flightless bird. But flying is not really a problem when you can run up to 31 miles per hour. The females of these species are generally bigger, standing at around 6.2 feet, and can weigh up to 132 pounds. It's the male's job to incubate and take care of the chicks. These chicks will stay with the father up to 18 months. Now these birds are huge and are actually the biggest in Australia, but they still can't compare to what's at our #1 spot. Now what's at #1 shouldn't be a surprise to anybody, and that's the ostrich. Now the biggest, the fastest, and one of the most gracious birds out there. These birds have an astonishing height of 9.18 feet and can weigh up to 346 pounds.
Its body is sturdy, it has strong legs and dark plumage, which makes it stand out among its African habitat. Although the common ostrich cannot fly, it's a bird that knows how to use its wings for maneuverability when sprinting to reach speeds of up to 34 miles per hour over long distances.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and stay tuned for more videos.